We're getting you angles that no one else is covering at this point of time. So let's bring you those angles that no one else is covering right now. We're bringing you the pointers as to where the probe really stands. There are certain very important angles that are making rounds, which nobody else is telling you. Number one is the drug probe of Souvik Chakraborty. That is the first angle that is being probed. There is a third peddler which has been in the net. There are drug chats that have come to fore as well. Number two is Souvik facing Enforcement Directorate grilling on the 15 crore rupees alleged loot. It's not been proven as yet, but that's an angle that we're covering because that is being probed as we speak. Ria's father, flatmate, cooks, all of them are facing CBI once again. So they are going to be facing the heat once again. The next other angle, which is very important, is that Sushant's family has slammed suicide theory and insists that the actor was murdered. But CBI sources have claimed that there is no conclusive proof of the murder as yet. The next one is Sushant's family has disowned the statement to Mumbai cops at the moment because the statement, remember, was given in Marathi. The next angle is on the psychiatrist, not the psychiatrist rather, I beg your pardon, the therapist. Susan Walker is a therapist in Mumbai. Ria claimed that Sushant was suicidal, and that is what Susan Walker has told in her statement to Mumbai police as well. The CBI is also probing Disha Salian's link to Sushant's death at the moment. And these are the top angles that no other network is bringing to you at the moment. And we here have exclusively accessed statement given by Sushant's therapist Susan Walker to Mumbai police on 16th of July. In her explosive statement, the therapist claimed that Sushant was suffering from bipolar disorder for the past 20 years and his condition worsened in October, November 2019 as well. October, November 2019 is the time period that she is given. The doctor said that Sushant's girlfriend Ria informed her that the late actor was getting suicidal thoughts as well. Sushant's doctor also revealed that Sushant was aware of his condition but could not accept it. Susan Walker believes that Sushant stopped taking medication due to his condition and it worsened, and that is why he may have perhaps killed himself. In a 4-page long statement, Susan Walker also shed some light on Sushant's relationship with his family. The doctor claimed that Sushant's mother passed away due to panic attacks. She went on to say that Sushant was close to his mother and sisters but not father. Susan Walker is now being grilled by the CBI today. So let's find out. Let's not make any conjectures. Let the CBI probe and then we'll tell you more on this. Saurav Akhtania is now joining us. Saurav, let's not get into intricacies and details between what transpired between Sushant and his therapist. But let's focus on the fact that this is a statement which Susan is given to Mumbai police. The CBI is in full possession of the statement now. Based on this, there will be a questioning of Susan Walker that is going to take place. Over to you. All right, we'll be getting our Mumbai Bureau to join us in just about a bit. But that's the latest coming in. This is Sushant's therapist Susan Walker submitting a statement to the Mumbai police, and this statement is now in possession of the CBI. The CBI has now expanded its probe in Sushant Singh Rajput's death case. The CBI has now started looking for any possible link between Sushant's death and his former manager Disha Salian's death. Disha died after she fell off from her high-rise apartment in Mumbai's Malad. She died on 8th of June, nearly 6 days before Sushant's death. The CEO of Cornerstone, Bunty Sachde, the firm for which Disha Salian was working and handling Sushant, is being questioned by the CBI. The top investigating agency is not probing Disha Salian's death, but only looking into a possible linkage between the deaths of Sushant Singh Rajput and that of Disha Salian. Manish Pandey will be joining us for the very latest on this story, on the linkage that the CBI is probing. This is another angle that is very, very important given the fact that these two deaths were a week apart. They knew each other, and Sushant was allegedly known to be upset over the death of Disha Salian as well. And days after massive charge by Sushant's family addressing the media, the lawyer has said that the late actor's family believes that it was a murder rather than a suicide. Lawyer Vikas Singh reiterated charges against Mumbai police of forcing Sushant's sisters to sign statements in Marathi and subsequently leaking it. He added that Sushant sisters were not given a copy of the statement. India Today has accessed statements of the family to the Mumbai police, which has now been disowned by them. The police in the statement says that family in June admitted of being aware of the late actor's mental health. The three sisters, Neetu, Priyanka and Meetu, recorded the statement, said that Sushant fell low. Neetu Singh even said that Sushant was admitted at Hinduja Hospital in November last year, while Priyanka Singh confirmed that Sushant was consulting a psychiatrist since 2013.
The family is definitely having grave doubt that this is not suicide and this is murder. परिवार को बड़ा गंभीर शक है कि शायद ये सुसाइड नहीं, क्योंकि हमारा जो एफआईआर था वो अबेटमेंट टू सुसाइड था, लेकिन अब जिस तरह की बातें आ रही हैं, अब लग रहा है कि शायद ये सुसाइड नहीं, अबेटमेंट टू सुसाइड नहीं, बल्कि बहुत गंभीर अपराध शायद मर्डर का है.
All right, so that's the latest that is coming in right there. The lawyer making this particular statement. We just got you the live input from the lawyer as well when he was addressing the media too. He is saying that the family now suspects this is no longer a suicide or abetment of suicide, but the family now thinks that this may be gearing up towards murder. But having said that, there is no conclusive proof that the CBI has got at the moment of this being a murder, but that is for the probe agencies to reveal. My colleague Manish Pandey is on top of everything. He's bringing us up to speed with the very latest in this. Manish, if you could just recap all the angles in this case for our viewers, and where does the probe really stand outside of all the conjectures? What are we picking up from the CBI as we speak?
Well, Chaiti, it has been almost 14 days after the Supreme Court handed over the case to CBI, and from last 14 days they are camping in Mumbai. Now, as far as the investigation is concerned, what our sources have revealed within the Central Bureau of Investigation is that till now there is no evidence to prove that this was a case of murder and it was not a case of suicide. Now, what they are saying that after the CBI team and forensic team reconstructed the crime scene, and after recording the statement of key witnesses, Siddharth Pithani, Neeraj, Dipesh Sawant and K. Shaw, who were present on the day Sushant Singh died, none of the persons have confessed, or none of the persons have given a statement of being part of any conspiracy, state suicide or murder of Sushant Singh Rajput. This is what the CBI is claiming, but the final and official confirmation will come from CBI after the report by the AIIMS doctor on the post-mortem report conducted by the Mumbai doctors. So as of now, CBI is probing this case as a suicide case and abetment of suicide case against Riya Chakravarti, but they are also looking at all the possible angles. Murder is actually absolutely one of them, but as of now, there is no direct evidence to prove that Sushant Singh Rajput was killed. Now, CBI has recorded so many statements. They have recorded statement of Riya Chakravarti, Shavik Chakravarti, Indrajit Chakravarti is still being questioned as we speak. They are also questioning Susan Walker, who was, treating Sushant Singh Rajput. So they are looking at all possible angles, including drug and financial angle. But still, the investigation is open, and as of now, CBI is still trying to gather evidence in death case of Sushant Singh Rajput.
Absolutely, Manish. Leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining us for the very latest details. Manish, you're encapsulating all the basics. No conjectures as it is happening and what the CBI sources are telling India Today at the moment. Meanwhile, the lawyer of Riya Chakrabarti and Sushant Singh Rajput's family yesterday traded charges over the testimonies. Here's a look at the face-off.
As far as the family is concerned, the family has never given any such statement of Sushant committing suicide. These statements were recorded by the Mumbai police in Marathi. The family also objected that please don't write in Marathi. If you want us to sign, they were forced to sign that statement or a statement written in Marathi. They had no clue of what was being written.
Investigations in every state take place according to the state language. If at all they had an objection, if at all they did not understand the contents of the statements they had signed, which they said that they had understood when they signed those statements, I can't understand how anybody can go back on that. At no point of time, either in the Supreme Court or before any other fora, the family or the sisters ever made a statement that they did not understand the contents of the statement. So I can't now match my arguments with my learned friend. If he has to say that, people can understand what the consequences are.
The FIR very clearly says that Sushant, after Riya came into his life, started having mental problems. The FIR very clearly says that Riya was responsible for this problem. The FIR also very clearly says that whatever treatment she was getting him done through various doctors was never disclosed, the files were never given to the family.
My friend Mr. Vikas Singh appears to have gained expertise in all fields, including mental health. These questions will be answered by those 5 doctors who are treating him, because it is not something which can be, acquired by a person by meeting somebody. This is a genetical problem. And I'm sure those doctors who are going to depose before the police and the CBI.
Riya's father, Indrajit Chakraborty, is being grilled for the 3rd straight day. Today, on Wednesday, Riya's father was grilled for over 9 hours by the CBI, while on the first day of interrogation, he faced questioning for over 8 hours. Riya's father was primarily quizzed on Riya's relationship with late actor Sushant Singh Rajput. Riya and her parents are amongst those named in the FIR registered by the Patna police for allegedly abetting Sushant's suicide and misappropriating his money. Meanwhile, CBI is also questioning Sushant's flatmate Patani, cooks Neeraj and Keshav. The CBI has so far not found any shred of evidence of murder so far, but the homicide angle is not officially being ruled out. The role of Riya Chakraborty's brother Shavik in the drug ring case is under sharp focus. Another suspected drug dealer, Kaizan Ibrahim, also known as Jason, who was allegedly supplying narcotic drugs to Riya Chakraborty's brother, has been apprehended by the narco team. Drug dealer Zaid was sent to narco team custody till 9 September by Mumbai court. The NCB said that several top celebrities were Zaid's clients. Informed the court that they seized cash worth 9.5 lakh rupees from Zaid's house, and he has confessed that the seized amount is from the sale of drugs. This is a huge revelation that is coming in. Riya's brother Shavik had shared Zaid's number to Sushant's staffer, who brought 5 grams of drugs for 10,000 rupees in March this year. Last month, deleted chats of Riya surfaced where she was discussing the availability of drugs with Sushant's staff. Heat on Riya Chakraborty's brother Shavik as he is scheduled to appear before the ED shortly. Shavik is already under the narcotic scanner for links to drug peddlers. Shavik's chats from 17th of March showed that he had shared drug peddler Zaid's contact details with Samuel Miranda, asking him to pay the drug dealer Zaid 10,000 rupees for 5 grams of drugs. On October 2019, WhatsApp chats, which are accessed exclusively by us, Shavik shared Zaid's contact with another friend for drugs as well. Shavik has been seen sharing contacts with his friends for buying hash and buds and other drugs as well. The WhatsApp chats date back to October 2019. The ED is also currently grilling billiards player Rishabh Thakkar for the 2nd time. This after chats on Riya's phone revealed Thakkar text on drugs. As the probe deepens into the missing 15 crore rupees angle in Sushant's death, his business partner Varun is being grilled by ED for the 2nd day. Varun was called today with all the documents relating to the firm Insai Ventures, in which they were partners with Sushant. Varun's financials are going to be verified by ED today. On Wednesday, Varun was questioned for 12 hours. Varun, in his statement to ED, revealed that through the firm, they were planning to work on a movie to do with virtual reality and also on a biopic on Saurav Ganguly as well. He said Sushant initially invested 50,000 rupees and also ended up bearing all the expenses relating to the travel and the meeting related expenses as well. However, Sushant had a busy schedule according to him, and they were planning to dismantle the company on the back of that. Earlier, Riya's brother Shavik was called by ED in the money laundering case. Welcome back. It is a story India Today broke first. Amidst the standoff with China, Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Naravane is in Ladakh for a 2-day visit. Army Chief We'll be taking stock of troop deployment across northern and southern bank of Pangong Tso, which is the most recent flashpoint between India and China. Sources have said that he will meet officers who have been taking part in operations to preempt Chinese soldiers in occupying heights of Indian territory. Indian Army has enhanced deployment in sensitive zones. Army Chief's visit is coming day after Indian forces secured Pangong North Finger 4 ridge line, which gives them a huge advantage over the Chinese troops. After Modi government conducted a digital strike against 118 Chinese applications, including PUBG, the Dragon is now crying foul. China's Commerce Ministry has said that the app ban violates legal interests of Chinese investors and service providers and that they resolutely oppose it. The Modi government cited concerns over data security and alleged sharing of information with the Chinese government as the reason for the ban. The PUBG gaming app had access to our phones, microphone storage, Bluetooth settings, Google Pay billing services, Google Play license checks, retrieving running apps and installing Referrer API as well. Meanwhile, the US has now backed India's move to ban PUBG and urged all the freedom-loving countries and companies to join the clean network. This is the big development.
This is extremely important because PUBG and other violent content games can easily host themselves out of other domains or other servers and not Chinese ones. And by that measure, get an entry into India. In order to stop this, we urge the government to urgently form an ethics review committee so as to ensure that this data or this violent content doesn't come into India and destroy the youth who should focus on service of the nation, yoga, being with the family, cleanliness drive in the nation across.
As India goes on the offensive in Ladakh, the Modi government continues its digital strike on China. Centre has banned 118 more Chinese mobile apps, the biggest amongst them being PUBG. The popular gaming app has a huge following in India, and with this big ban, the Modi government has made its intent absolutely clear. It will not shy away from making China pay. Here's a look.
After India banned TikTok, the axe has now fallen on the popular PUBG video game. More than 3 months after India's digital strike on Chinese applications to punish the Dragon for the Galwan bloodshed, the crackdown is far from over. The Narendra Modi government is in no mood to relent. After banning 59 Chinese applications in June and another 47 in July, the Modi government has banned 118 more Chinese applications. A total of 224 apps are now blocked in India. The latest digital strike comes at the back of Indian Army's offensive against the Chinese in South Pangong area of Ladakh. The spotlight this time is on PUBG. Although the video game has been developed by a subsidiary of South Korean video game company Bluehole, it is backed by China's most valuable internet major, Tencent. India is the largest market of PUBG. According to estimates from app intelligence firm Sensor Tower, PUBG has generated more than 17.5 crore installs to date. The other Chinese applications banned by India include Ludo World, Alipay, Faceyou, WeChat Work, Super Clean, AppLock and VPN for TikTok. While the centre's action against Chinese applications has been swift, there's little clarity over what the Narendra Modi government will do about Chinese telecom giants Huawei and ZTE. Bureau Report, India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.